So this World AIDS Day in 2025, the theme is overcoming disruption and transforming the AIDS response. And I want to highlight these two incredible people. This takes place every December 1st. It is an important opportunity to highlight the impact and the funding cuts and international donors have had on the response to AIDS, as well as to showcase the resilience of countries and communities stepping up to protect the gains made by the HIV response. And moving forward, we know the Trump administration has cut a lot of funding, including for HIV and AIDS, so this is very important. So the incredible work of these two inspiring activists, though they were and are many of them, today I'm focusing on them. So here we go. So pulling up wiki on Keith Haring. In summary, Keith was an American artist and became an activist in the 1980s. Much of his work spoke to you with animated sexual illusions that turned into social activism, using images to advocate for safe sex and AIDS awareness. He lived in New York City right around the time Madonna was becoming a rising pop icon star. They crossed paths and became instant friends. I recall seeing in a recent interview with Madonna explaining he was there during the rough times, like letting her stay at his apartment for a few days to get back on her feet again. I believe this was on Howard Stern on YouTube. This is notably unforgettable for her, and to this day she pays tribute to him. Here's a fun fact. Keith presented Westwood with two large sheets of drawings, which became 1983 and 84 textile collection. Keith Haring's friend Madonna ended up wearing the skirt with this collection in her music video Borderline. That's incredible. I'll never see that video different again. Haring rose to stardom while he continued to draw in the subways, participated in art galas. Not only did he sell a lot of his work, but he loved to give away for free, often handing out free buttons and posters of his work. In 1984, he released a book titled Art in Transit. Haring's swift rise to international celebrity status was covered by the media. His art was featured in the February 1984 issue of Vanity Fair and also covered in the October 1984 issue of Newsweek. And in July of '84, he painted the singer Grace Jones for the first time in an interview magazine. He created more than 50 public artworks from 1982 to '89. Many of them created voluntarily for hospitals, daycare centers, and schools. His later work often conveyed political and societal themes like anti-crack, anti-segregation, safe sex, homosexuality, and AIDS. He has no longer the luxury of being alive anymore like we do, but he can continue on with his activism through his artwork. So moving on, Pedro Zamora. In summary from Wikipedia, he was a Cuban-American professor known for his activism regarding homosexuality and AIDS. A disease, as you know, caused his death. He testified about it to colleagues, universities, and before the United States Congress, and his life was exposed to millions of people around the world on the MTV program The Real World, San Francisco, 1994. Pedro's 5-year crusade against AIDS sadly ended on Friday, November 11th, the next day after the final episode of The Real World that was aired. I wonder if he just held on until he could watch this. Like you hear people do that. They hold on for people to come and say goodbye and then they let go. He was only the young age of 22, barely beginning his life. His fight for information and sharing of the deadly dangers of HIV lives on and continues through a foundation in the United States that bears his name. Also in Miami, a street, Southwest 59th, is named after Pedro Zamora and a way of his memory. That's beautiful. Also a cartoonist and Zamora's partner in the series, Judd Wicknick, published the novel Pedro and Me, a sequence of events of his experiences with Pedro during and after the appearance of the MTV program. It was published in 2000, which won numerous awards. Bravo. I know, I want to stress there's so many in the past and now who are doing great work, and maybe they don't have the help of the media, but even if it's just word of mouth. And I'm doing what I can, what I feel I can, and I enjoy doing this, sharing the information and empowering people. My work is fulfilling to me, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Feel free to comment down below. I love to hear the responses and I get back. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, Michael K here. Take care, everyone.